I stand completely corrected. For this, the second of a series of videos that I'm making about these t-shirts from my friend Silk Venom, the artistic friend from college. And how I stand corrected is that I was speaking on the construction of these shirts. And of course, like any manufacturer, any stylist, any producer, content creator, sometimes when you're a real small operation, you've got to vary up your techniques. Now, these definitely aren't loop wheel sewn shirts, but they are tube construction t-shirts. There is no side seam in any of her products, but they are double stitch, which is very, very new and common and everything, and you can see that. And it's just a sign of how, you know, the level of construction and the era of construction. So double stitching is just a way to, you know, the modern way to ensure that, you know, the shirt will keep its size and last durability. It's the modern way to do durability. But I'm very impressed because I do wear these quite frequently, including use them as gym shirts. This one in particular, and if you saw the other videos, I was using them in different layers. Cotton is very interesting. The good news about cotton is that even the shorter strand of cotton is going to be fairly breathable. You don't really have to worry about overheating. You just want to concern yourself with how well it's put together, what kind of machine it was used, and when they're turning the raw cotton into the yarn, and then the weaving that yarn into a fabric, how they're then constructing with the fabric into a completed garment. And this is not bad at all. It's got its flaws, it's gonna have its love marks and everything, but see, I've had this for over a year and worn it quite a bit, and worn it while using real work. And by real work, I mean like, you know, working on my car outside in the garage. It's been exposed to heat and moisture and severe washings because I tend to wash everything in just hot water. I don't do the gentle cycle. But I was looking at this one, which is the reason I bought the two latest shirts, and I was noticing that, yeah, there's no side seam here. And why is that a big deal? Again, loop wheel construction is supposed to help you save your shape in your midsection, and this is just folded. There's no actual seam here. That it looks like a seam, it's just a fold. And I'm like, wow, that is actually impressive. And I don't know whether that was on purpose or not, and I can't promise that areas of weakness, sort of like your general area of the sleeve, won't start after a couple of years to do. I mean, after a couple of years of wear. I bought this because I love this art, and I will probably eventually make it a video. I have recurring dreams about a volcano consuming everything around me. I see bodies crucified on crisscross flames, monuments melting into blackened mausoleums as if to honor the dead that drowned in the river of Inferno. So, and I love it when someone puts a piece of art and then something to read under there. I mean, of course, you've got the drag. But the themes of the art I've talked about in the prior videos, and just, I'm touched by it. I find it authentic. If not, you know, I mean, I find her pieces authentic. If not, of course, they are coming from the goth counterculture that, again, if you're my age, you remember back when goth was downright threatening to middle class people. But loop wheel construction, and I've got one here from, of course, gosh, what's the name of these folks? Non-Stock USA is this one, and as you can see, that is a single stitch running across there, and this is a tube shirt, but you can already see that, I'm sure you can tell, the construction of this shirt. When I look at the fibers there, till it's your classic thin, very stretchy. It's definitely got something mixed into the cotton spandex to help it stretch, but it's very well done. Whereas this buddy, this is all the high tensile, and you can see that you can't see through that. And that's just because, not just because it's black. Oh, actually you can, look at that. That is a longer thread cut. See how you can almost, longer thread cotton. A different grade of cotton that's producing a different effect. And this is much thicker. I know it's all hard to see, and I should have probably tried to do these with a white t-shirt to explain to you the differences, but I just wanted to make another video comparing it, why you should spend the money on her stuff, because this type of construction is just another way to ensure strength, because when you don't have a seam here, everything is connected. There's less opportunity for the garment to stretch out of its proportions in the trunk area as you are out having adventures in your artistic garment. That's kind of what I'm getting at. And it is a sign of quality, especially if it's the loop wheel, because loop wheel and tube construction can be two different things. You can achieve that without necessarily having the loop wheel, you know, not mill, the fabric, loop wheel machine. Still get a tube construction. It's just a slightly more modern machine. But for the most part, and that's why they went from single stitching to double stitching. They were trying to ensure strength. And depending on the yarn that they use and the techniques, sometimes they achieve that and it's really a strong garment, and sometimes they don't. But that's just another reason why I wanted to sort of talk about and promote this. And I really just love how she attaches these to these garments. I love how it's constructed. Again, it's not the very best, but you're not paying, I think, you know, you're not paying $200 for a t-shirt. Most people will just not get that much value out of a $200 t-shirt, even if it is, you know, loop wheel construction. No disrespect to the few companies that can still do that, because the two or three, the loop wheel shirts that I have come across, especially by Bronson, I love them. I didn't think I would, but I do. And maybe in the future, this thing will offer her artistic pieces in loop wheel construction, but you better bet it'll cost about the same as it will a tattoo from Homegirl. Anyway, I'll make one more video tomorrow and share all of these at once.